What's going on YouTube? Okay, I just want to give a quick breakdown on how I think the fight between Efe Ajagba and Micheal Wallisch happening on the undercard of Robert Easter Jr. and Bartholomew. It's happening this Saturday, this weekend, and I look forward to the fight. So I thought I broke it down and explain how I think the fight is going to play out. So first of all, I'm just gonna break down the attributes that Efe Ajagba brings to the table. The thing about Efe Ajagba is he has a very, very good jab. He has a solid, strong jab, and at the same time, he has a good cross that follows the jab, right? Also, he has a good left hook, sorry. So he throws the jab, he throws the cross after the jab, and when the opening comes, he throws the hook. Those are good attributes about Efe, and all those punches that he throws, they are usually strong, solid punches. The thing about Efe also is that Efe hasn't really had the opportunity to showcase other attributes that he has. He's only had about 8 or 9 fights in total, all wins, mostly by knockouts, but he's not fought opponents at the level that would bring out the best in him. So I can't even really gauge how good he is or explain other things that he can bring to the table. But with the limited tools that he has, I think those are good enough to do considerable damage on Micheal Wallisch, because Micheal Wallisch, he's the kind of fighter that he doesn't have okay, I'm not going to start with his negative attributes. Let me start with what he brings to the table. The thing about Micheal Wallisch is he likes coming in with his legs. Like he has a fairly decent footwork. Like he displayed that in the fight against Christian Hammer, his last fight, and he comes in with his legs and he throws a quick jab. It's not the kind of jab that he sits on, that he puts a lot of power into. Even though he's a big guy, 6'5", 240 pounds, 250 pounds, I'm not too sure, he doesn't put in a lot of power in his jab. He throws a quick 1-2 as well, but his cross is weak as well, right? So he throws a weak jab and a weak cross. Not weak as in weak, but not powerful at the same time. Like his jab versus Efe Ajagba's jab are not comparable in terms of the power that they both generate. So he's gonna have problems if you think about it that way, because Efe is going to stay at the center of the ring from the early rounds of the fight, and his presence will be felt by Micheal Wallisch, because Micheal is going to be doing the same thing that he did in the Christian Hammer fight. He's going to be coming in, throwing those semi-weak jabs, which would probably not phase Efe. Efe is going to put up the high guard, right? Because he's trying to block the jabs. But then when he throws his jabs, that's Efe, and he's able to land something on Wallisch, Wallisch is going to be doing more footwork. Wallisch is also the kind of guy that he's not really scared to throw punches. Well, I haven't seen that in him. He looks like a guy that throws his punches with confidence. But he's going to have problems once Efe lands, because Efe is going to land. Being a precise puncher, Efe is one of those few guys that he knows how to target the opponent and throw the punch at the right time. He throws a jab, he's probing with the jab. Well, not a probe, he's throwing solid jabs. And then when the opening comes, he throws a cross. Once he lands a cross on Wallisch, Wallisch is going to feel that cross, and that's going to be the beginning of the downfall for Wallisch. So as the fight progresses, I see Wallisch fighting more and more on the defense. He's going to be on the defensive side of things, and Efe will just grow more confidence, and at some point Efe is going to clip this guy, and it's going to end up as a knockout. I'm really, really confident in it. The thing about this fight, the good thing about it for Efe, is that it looks good on paper. I mean, he's fighting a guy that has 19 professional fights with only 1 loss. So it's a step up in competition for Efe Ajagba, right? But that's just on paper. In reality, me personally, I don't think it's a step up in competition. But Wallisch, on the other hand, the only way I see him beating Efe Ajagba, because at the end of the day, this is boxing and anything can happen. The only way that I see Wallisch beating Efe Ajagba is if he outboxes Efe, which is still going to be difficult because the tools that he brings to the table, being footwork, going in and out with the hopping movement, and throwing the light jabs, throwing the quick 1-2s. When the opportunity comes, he throws an uppercut. He's not even going to be able to throw those uppercuts against Efe because they are roughly the same height. I believe they're like 6'5" each, and it's gonna be an uphill battle for Wallisch at the end of the day. And the only way I see this fight ending is by stoppage or knockout for Efe Ajagba, right? If Wallisch is able to outbox Efe, it's all good. Me, I'm rooting for Efe 100%. I want Efe to win the fight. But then Wallisch, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a fighter. So if he can do what he needs to do to get a victory, that'll be good for him. And what I think he can do to make that fight favorable for him is he has to have a lot of confidence and he has to put power in his punches. So he's not just stepping in and throwing weak punches. He needs to sit down on those punches. Sit down on the jab, sit down on the cross. Throw the quick jab. When that opening comes, throw a very solid cross. Not just throwing a quick tapping cross that wouldn't phase Efe. Like, you need to make that guy feel your punches and earn your respect, right? But it is what it is, man. It's just a quick rough breakdown of how I see the fight is going to play out. Good luck to both guys.